My furnace contractor installed this condensate pump on the floor with the pipes hard plumbed into the condensate pump. It becomes a problem when I have to service this pump that I'd have to remove all the pipes, which would not be easy. In this video, I'll show you how to add PVC unions to the pipes to make it easier to remove the pump for maintenance. First, you'll want to disconnect the power from both the furnace and the pump. Be sure to remove any cords or hoses connected to the pipes first. In my case, I'm removing the drain hose first because it blocks my access to the pipe I want to cut off. When removing this hose, I recommend having a cup or a bucket nearby to drain the hose into. If your condensate pump stopped working and overflowed, then click the link in the upper right to see my video on how to fix the condensate pump without replacing it. Cut the pipe at least an inch away from the nearest fitting. This will leave room to cement the union into place. When cutting, you may have to cut off an extra 3/8 to half an inch to allow extra space taken up by the union. Dry fit the pieces together prior to cementing to ensure they're all the proper length. While cutting the pipe, try to ensure that the cut is at a 90-degree angle. You want this to be as perpendicular as you can so that when you insert it into the fitting, that it seats all the way to the bottom. Next, using some sandpaper and a knife, remove all the burrs from the outside and the inside of the pipe. Wipe down with a dry rag to ensure that the pipe is completely dry. Next, apply a generous coating of PVC primer. Most municipalities require a colored primer as proof that the primer was applied prior to gluing. Be sure your collar is in place before applying the glue and the fitting. Before the primer completely dries, add a generous coat of cement to both the pipe and the fitting. Give the fitting a quarter turn as you slide it into place. Make sure you get it seated all the way to the bottom. Hold it in place for 30 seconds to ensure it doesn't pop back out. Repeat this process with the other half of the fitting on the other piece of the pipe you cut off. When reconnecting the drain hose, be sure you remember to put in the one-way valve. This valve is important to prevent water from flowing back into the condensate pump. After securely threading the hose into place, it's time to apply the hose clamp and tighten it. Now you can put the remaining pieces of the pipe in place and connect the unions. Use 2 pairs of channel locks to snugly tighten the unions together. strap the wires and hoses back in place. After reconnecting the power, add water until the pump runs. This will give you the opportunity to ensure the pump is working properly. The last step will be to check all the pipes and connections to make sure that they're not leaking. To help prevent water overflows from your pump, click the link in the upper right for tips on maintaining your condensate pump. This has been a DIY Saver production. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. And if you'd like to see more of my content, hit the subscribe as well.